Perhaps I've made a terrible mistake.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the 20 most emotionally traumatizing deaths in the history of television.
You can breathe, you can blink, you can cry.
Even years or decades later, these grisly ends still collectively haunt us. Viewers be warned, there are major spoilers ahead. Number 20, Victor Aguilar, the Penguin. From the first episode of The Penguin, Victor Aguilar's fate felt written in blood. In a chilling of mice and men homage, Oz tells Victor to look at the sunrise before attempting to kill his young accomplice.
So listen, the smart play here is to kill you and stuff you in the trunk with Stinky over there. Be done with the both of you.
No.
Victor manages to talk his way out of peril, and the two grow close. But in the finale, it becomes clear that Oz never really changed his mind despite their friendship. The Penguin lures Victor in close, arm around him like a big brother. But after all the mentorship and crime, Oz can't afford to let anyone close.
Listen, kid. I can't bring you with me this time.
He strangles Victor as they gaze at the Gotham skyline together. After building Victor up for an entire season, the Penguin crushed our hearts when Oz crushed his windpipe. Number 19, Howard Hamlin, Better Call Saul. Howard Hamlin wasn't everyone's favorite at first. As the slick, silver-haired face of HHM, he came across as smug and privileged, the perfect foil for Jimmy McGill.
I don't even know where to begin. But yes, I believe you. Your brother is one world-class son of a bitch.
But as the series unfolded, fans realized Howard wasn't the villain. He was a decent man trapped in the crossfire of other people's schemes. Jimmy and Kim's cruel campaign to humiliate him left Howard unraveling, and by the time he stormed into their apartment, he was more wounded than dangerous. That's when Lalo Salamanca walked through the door.
Howard, you need to leave.
In one shocking moment, Howard's life was ended with a single bullet to the head, his body unceremoniously buried with Lalo's. For audiences, it was a gut punch, a good man destroyed by proximity to chaos. Number 18, Abigail Hobbs, Hannibal. Abigail Hobbs first appeared on Hannibal as a victim, daughter of a serial killer groomed to lure in his prey.
Just a second. Dad, it's for you.
Who is it?
Caller ID said it was blocked.
Saved by Will Graham after her father's attack, she seemed destined for redemption. Twice the series tricked us with her death, only to reveal she had survived. There was a fragile hope her soul could be saved, but Abigail was trapped in the orbit of an apex predator, Hannibal Lecter. She became his surrogate daughter, bound by fear and manipulation. Abigail was the show's lone flicker of innocence, a fragile chance that goodness might endure. But Hannibal won't even spare what he loves.
I didn't know what else to do, so I just did what he told me.
In the season 2 finale, he ends her life before Will's eyes, a death staged as a dark sacrament. Number 17, Omar Little, The Wire. Omar Little became more than a supporting character. He was a TV legend. He was a shotgun-wielding, stick-up man who robbed drug dealers with a code of honor on The Wire. He quickly became one of TV's most unforgettable anti-heroes. But a man who lives by the sword is expected to die by it. Viewers anticipated Omar going down in a blaze of glory and lead.
I'm out here in these streets every day. Me and my Los. Where he at? Huh?
Instead, The Wire threw audiences a sad, albeit realistic curveball. In season 5, Omar is gunned down in a corner store by Kennard, a young kid. There were no epic speeches, no last stand.
Need a pack of Newport. Self-pack.
His death was deflating, stripping away myth to reveal the brutal randomness of life and death on Baltimore's streets.
Who got him?
Some young boy.
Who?
Ain't heard a name, don't even know if there was a why.
Number 16, Nell Crain, The Haunting of Hill House. Nell Crain's death didn't merely shock audiences, it haunted them for years. One of the youngest of the Crain siblings, Eleanor was plagued by sleep paralysis. Since she was a little girl, her sleep was sometimes disturbed by a phantom she called the Bent Neck Lady. For much of the series, viewers saw Nell as a victim doomed to collapse under Hill House's shadow. Then came the shocking reveal. The specter stalking her life was Nell herself, looping endlessly through time. The bent neck lady wasn't a monster at all, but her own body in its death throes.
I feel like I've been here before.
We have. All of us have. So many times and we didn't know it. All of us.
When Nell hangs inside Hill House, her fate is the show's cruelest twist of all. She has lived her entire life haunted by her own future ghost. Number 15, Joel Miller, The Last of Us. When TV adaptations set up audiences for heartbreak, fans of the original gleefully wait for newcomers' shock and sadness. It was true with Game of Thrones, and it was true with The Last of Us.
Let's go.
Okay.
The HBO series stars Pedro Pascal as Joel, a hardened survivor who finds purpose again as Ellie's protector. After losing his own daughter, he becomes her surrogate father in a broken world. Viewers adored the tenderness of their unlikely bond, but fans of the games knew the sorrow they had in store. In Season 2, Joel and Ellie are ambushed by a vengeful group led by Abby. Joel is beaten to death while Ellie is forced to watch.
You stupid old man.
The brutality is unforgettable, sparking Ellie's descent into obsession and revenge. Number 14, Poussey Washington, Orange is the New Black. Poussey Washington was one of the most beloved characters in Orange is the New Black. Despite the bleakness of her world, she was bright, funny, and full of hope for life after prison.
We should probably worry about finding an apartment first.
I'm gonna need jobs.
We'll just search jobs for former inmates on the interweb. You know, piece of cake. I'll just shovel shit and you'll dig graves.
Why don't you tell me more about these fish, yeah?
That made her murder even more devastating. During a peaceful protest, Poussey is pinned to the ground by a guard who kneels on her back until she suffocates. The scene was written to echo countless real-world incidents of police brutality. In hindsight, it became tragically prophetic. When George Floyd was murdered in 2020 in almost the same way, the parallel was not lost on audiences. On screen, her death shattered the prison community, sparking riots and grief.
I keep thinking she gonna come around that corner any minute now and be all, hey, party people. That goofy smile. It still ain't real, you know?
Off-screen, it left viewers reeling, a reminder that Poussey's story was depressingly common. Number 13, Flight 37, The Boys. In a show full of horrors, the crash of Flight 37 is one of the most pivotal and horrifying moments in The Boys. At first, it looks like the standard superhero fare. Homelander and Queen Maeve swoop in to save the day.
All right, everyone, it's all over. It's all safe. You're all gonna be fine.
But when Homelander realizes he can't land the plane without exposing his limits, he makes a chilling choice. Instead of rescuing even a handful, he abandons them all to their deaths. Maeve can't hide from their terrified screams echoing as the plane plummets. Flight 37 loomed over Homelander for years, a ghost that could bring him down if revealed. Yet by the time he casually murders a protester in public and is celebrated, he's finally free. The monster is embraced by his fans. Number 12, Zoe Barnes, House of Cards. The world of House of Cards existed in shades of gray. Zoe Barnes, intrepid young reporter, was no exception.
This is the Washington Herald, Zoe. It's not TMZ.
Do you know how many people watch TMZ?
I couldn't care less.
Which is why print journalism is dying.
Ambitious and relentless, she traded journalistic integrity for access to Frank's inner circle. The gamble paid off, at first. Zoe's scoops netted her fame and influence. She also bound herself to a man who viewed people as either tools or obstacles. By season 2, she was piecing together Frank's web of corruption. Zoe thought she could confront him, maybe even outmaneuver him. She was wrong.
I'm trying to protect us both. These are questions anyone could ask.
But no one is except you. I can't imagine what you're after.
Meeting her under the guise of conversation, Frank shoved her into the path of an oncoming train. The brutal swiftness of Zoe's death set the tone for season 2. In Frank's world, no one was untouchable. Number 11, Opie Winston, Sons of Anarchy. Opie Winston started as Sam Crow's gentle giant.
Look, man, if you need money,
I don't want to borrow, I want to earn.
families just gotta adjust to you being around again. Kids gotta get used to how ugly their dad is.
He was Jax Teller's affable best friend and a good dad and husband to boot. But Opie got the rawest deal of anyone on Sons. Manipulated by ATF agent June Stahl, Opie was set up as a rat, a move that led to his wife's murder. From then on, the fun-loving family man hardened into a brutal enforcer. Still, his love and loyalty to Jax never wavered, and audiences adored him for it. In season 5, that loyalty cost him everything. In prison, Damon Pope demanded a sacrifice. Jax prepared to take the fall, but Opie stepped in, beaten to death with pipes as his brothers watched.
I got this.
The show's warmest soul was extinguished in the coldest way. Number 10, Chrissy Cunningham, Stranger Things.
Chrissy, wake up! I don't like this! Chrissy, wake up!
We thought Demogorgons were the height of terror until we met Vecna. This telekinetic monster preys on his victims' worst fears before killing them in horrific fashion. Sadly, Chrissy was one of them. She seemed like the perfect high school cheerleader, but underneath, Chrissy was a troubled teen, grappling with an abusive mother and an eating disorder. She was deeply relatable, and her unexpected bond with Eddie made us hope she'd stick around. But Vecna showed no mercy.
Sorry. Didn't mean to scare you.
Her end started slowly, an eerie chime of a clock, her mother's horrifying voice taunting her. When her time came, her limbs were broken, eyes gouged out, and worst of all, she didn't get the chance to fight back. Was any of it her fault? Number 9, Nicholas Brody, Homeland.
Can you just stay here? Just for a few more seconds.
Throughout his time on this espionage thriller, Nicholas Brody never caught a break. First a pawn for a terrorist group, then a tool for the CIA, his life was a never-ending cycle of torture, betrayal, and turmoil. Sure, he did some awful things, but over time he grew on us. But what did we get? Right when we thought he could be saved, the CIA betrayed and abandoned him.
Brody, run!
Get down now! Lie flat, hands behind your head.
Branded a traitor, he was publicly hanged while a devastated Carrie watched, unable to stop it. Yeah, Brody was no saint, but his end felt too grim for someone who was also a victim of circumstance. The show moved on, but for some fans, it was never the same. Number 8, Laura Palmer, Twin Peaks.
It's just me now.
Is there a fate more tragic than this small-town beauties? In the show, Agent Dale Cooper digs into Laura Palmer's death, slowly unraveling the mysterious nature of her life. But it's the prequel film, Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me, that truly exposes the ugliness of Laura's reality. Repeatedly abused and trapped in a nightmare, her life was a true horror show. Living day after day with an abusive demon-possessed father, that's not a life anyone deserves. Instead of escape or even the slightest bit of respite, she's violently murdered by the very beast who tormented her for years. Dark doesn't even cut it. Her entire existence was a gut-wrenching, messed-up nightmare. It's the kind of tragedy that sticks with you. Number 7, Rita Morgan, Dexter. Dexter dedicated his life to hunting those who preyed on the innocent, yet he couldn't save the one person who meant the most to him. Rita was a loving mother and a symbol of normalcy in Dexter's life. Someone as sweet as Rita didn't deserve to die at the hands of a sadistic killer, but that's exactly what she got.
I promise that I always will be true.
I'll give her all the love I have to give, as long as we both shall live.
After capturing the Trinity killer, Dexter returns home to the horrifying sight of Rita's lifeless body, her child wailing in that crimson pool. That image alone is haunting enough. Worse still, it echoes Dexter's own childhood trauma. It's a cruel twist that doesn't only rob his life of warmth, but casts a dark shadow over the entire series. Number 6. Anatoli Ranskahov, Daredevil.
Was that him? He'd like to have a word with you. Хорошо.
Wilson Fisk isn't a man you want to cross, and Anatoli learned that the hard way. Desperate to speak with Fisk, he makes the fatal mistake of interrupting his date. Furious, the crime lord cuts the evening short and shows Anatoli how much he doesn't like being embarrassed.
What is this?
We need to go. Now. I'm sorry.
I want to tell you, my brother and I, we gratefully accept...
Wesley will take care of you. Put him in a car.
Understood.
Unaware of what's coming, a shocked Anatoli is yanked out of a car and thrown into a violent brawl. He fights back, but he's no match for Fisk. It ends with him pleading for help as his head is repeatedly bashed. Brutal. When you factor in the hell Anatoli already endured in prison, you'd realize how badly his life sucked. He may have been bad, but it doesn't make his death any less jarring.
I'll need a new suit.
What about this?
Take what's left of him and send it to his brother.
Number 5. Adriana La Cerva, The Sopranos.
Why are you crying? He's gonna be fine.
There's no doubt about it. Adriana is one of the saddest souls in The Sopranos. Her biggest flaw was loving Christopher too much. Had he loved her with the same intensity, perhaps she might have made it out alive. Instead, when she tearfully confesses to her so-called lover that she's an FBI informant, he nearly chokes her out.
But now there was a murder, Christopher, and they know about it. At the club, Matouche and some other guy, and I tried.
As if that isn't wicked enough, he sells her out to his boss, sealing her fate. Under the impression she's meeting Christopher, Adriana's driven to her doom. By the time she realizes what's happening, it's too late. Despite her desperate pleas for mercy, she's coldly executed. What a heartbreaking end for a woman whose only sin was loving the wrong man. Number 4. Colonel Henry Blake, MASH.
If that's my discharge, give it to me straight. I can take it.
I have a message.
Is this medical series a sitcom or a heavy war drama? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Well, to remind fans about its serious undertones, the creator chose to kill off a beloved character, none other than Henry Blake. Though we understand it was because McLean Stevenson was leaving the show, it didn't make his death any less jolting.
Behave yourself or I'm gonna come back and kick your butt.
Just as he was bound for home, almost free from the horrors of war, his plane gets shot down. That's cruel. His death wasn't even shown, yet mere news of it shattered both fans and characters. Some mourned, others complained heavily, and in the end, it darkened the series in a way that lingered. MASH was no longer just comedy.
Lieutenant Colonel, Henry Blake's plane was shot down over the Sea of Japan. It spun in. There were no survivors.
Number 3. Jane Margolis, Breaking Bad. Sober for months, Jane was on the road to recovery when Jesse Pinkman entered her life. Brushing him off at first, She eventually fell for him, and that changed her fate for the worse. Soon, she's back to old habits and becomes too involved in Walter and Jesse's beef. Then the moment of her undoing arrives. After securing Jesse's cut from Gustavo's deal, the lovers decide to run away, but not before one last heroin hit. Unfortunately for them, Walter finds them unconscious. As he tries to wake Jesse, Jane rolls onto her back and begins choking. Driven by his own twisted agenda, Walter lets her die. Just like that, Jane's promising life is cut short. Number 2, Glenn and Abraham, The Walking Dead.
Anybody moves, anybody says anything, cut the boy's other eye out, feed it to his father, and then we'll start. You can breathe.
At the start of season 7, the creators of this zombie thriller delivered a gut punch that left many fans reeling. After Rick's group is captured by Negan, he asserts dominance by hacking down Abraham, arguably the toughest in the group. But he doesn't stop there. To shock us even more, he doubles down on brutality by smashing Glenn's head with a club.
So, back to it.
The same Glenn who was set to be a father. How utterly unbearable. Some fans abandoned the show after these soul-crushing, visceral deaths, and it's totally understandable. Even for a show known for its relentless violence, this moment felt like it crossed a line. It was hard to forgive and even harder to forget.
She is a vampire bat.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Starks, Game of Thrones.
I've given you meat and wine and music, but I haven't shown you the hospitality you deserve.
Losing one person is painful, but nearly an entire family getting slaughtered, that's another level of savagery. But it's Game of Thrones, where we're always hit by the unexpected, just like we were stunned by Oberyn's death when we thought victory was his. Still, the Starks had it worse than other houses. After Ned's execution, Arya was displaced. Sansa was traumatized and Winterfell was captured. Then came the massacre. To gain Walder Frey's support, Robb Stark agreed to a marriage pact, one he failed to honor. Unfortunately, Walder wasn't the forgiving type. Returning to Walder's Hall, the Starks walked straight into an ambush. Despite Catelyn pleading for mercy, none was given, not even to Robb's unborn child. A horrifying price to pay for a broken deal.
Don't you want to teach little Ned Stark how to ride horses?
I do.
Have we left you with a sense of devastation and loss by not including a TV death that left you in tears? Let us know in the comments.